Hi, my name is Ron Meyer. I'm Professor of Strategic Leadership here at TIA's School for Business and Society, and welcome to Meyer's Management Models, insightful tools to kickstart your thinking. And this is installment 7 about the competition tornado model. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce this model to you. It's a way of thinking about industry evolution, and it's all about your competitive strategy. So the key question that we'd like to address is, how is competition evolving in your industry, and how can you respond to it? Now, the model actually takes us through 5 steps of evolution. So my question as I'm presenting is, do you recognize at what level you're at? And the 5 levels actually move between being more supplier-centric and eventually getting more and more customer-centric. So how do we see competition actually evolving? It's actually driven by 2 main factors. On the one hand, it's driven by competition. You need to run to stand still. It's a race to create superior value. You're trying to stay ahead of your competitors by doing more and more, getting closer and closer to the customer. But at the same time, we see that the customers, they're being spoiled. They're getting used to getting more and more value. So as they start asking more and more, you need to give them what they want. Now, these 2 drivers actually create a whirlwind, which I call the competition tornado. And I visualized it as a tornado. So let's take a look at that dynamic. So typically when a supplier enters a market, they're going to be the first one offering a new product. They're going to be the monopolist. And just getting the product out into the stores is actually going to be enough to sell your product. So competitiveness is not about competing against another. It's just making sure that the product is available to your customers. So this first phase of competition, in that sense, is relatively easy. It's product-driven. But after a while, there's going to be other competitors entering the market, and customers are going to start to compare your product to theirs. And they're going to, so in what way is your product different? And they're going to say, I have certain types of qualities that I'm looking for. I want a product to be better. I want it to be bigger. I want it to be more beautiful. I want it to smell better. I want to have more sustainability. They're going to be looking for different types of qualities, and you're going to compete on having those particular qualities. So competition moves from product availability to product quality. So we've moved to the next phase of the competitive game. You compete on a different factor and different types of attributes. Now, you might think, isn't that what competition is always about? Well, actually, I'd like to show you that it actually evolves from there to other stages of development. Because after a while, you start looking for ways of differentiating your product, not only on qualities, but it could be on, are you actually giving the customer the type of result that they're looking for? They'll ask you for a product, but it's for a reason. They'd like to have a certain type of result. Now, if you can give them that result, if you can give them that type of impact by giving them a product solution, now you again have a competitive advantage. So that's the next phase of the competitive game. And of course, you're going to be copied, and you're going to be looking for the next thing. And customers will say, well, you're giving me that type of a product solution, but I'd like to have some type of solution that fits exactly what I need. Can you tailor it to my needs? And that could actually lead competition to a next level of offering a personalized solution. Now you have a unique advantage again until competitors also copy you. And then the question is, well, customer, I'm giving you this personalized solution. What else would you like? And the customer might say, well, I love the solution, but couldn't you actually give me some type of a voyage from the moment at which I'm looking for the product to buying the product, to enjoying the product, to bringing it back? Can you optimize my customer experience, the customer journey? And of course we can. We can give you a personalized experience. We're moving to that 5th level of competitive evolution. Is that the last phase? We're getting closer and closer to the customer. What else would that customer want? Well, we don't know. In every industry, we're looking for what's the next best thing. I'm curious whether you've already recognized in your industry what that might be. There's going to be no end to that competitive game. So what are the key insights using and looking at the competition tornado? Well, first of all, we've identified 5 types of customer value creation. They're all different ways in which you're creating value for the customer. Typically, we see that industry evolution moves through these 5 types, not always in the same order. In your industry, you might, for instance, first give personalization and only then solution. But typically, these will be the 5 types of competitive games played. Each next level requires you to get closer and closer to the customer. It's more and more about being customer-centric and not about you. And it also means that it's less and less about product innovation, and it's more and more about value innovation. It's about what can we do in a different way that's going to give the customer what they want, which is tricky because we very often think that innovation is about innovating the product and not about innovating the way that we create value for our customers. And last but not least, why is it more and more difficult as you get to these higher stages? Because you're not only changing the product, you're changing the entire business model and the organization that you need to deliver that business model. And that's tough because that means you need to change a lot of things. Well, hopefully a useful insight for you, hopefully a useful tool that you can use within your own organization. Hopefully you've been inspired, you've kickstarted your thinking, and hope to see you again next month.